Looks like we missed a call. Let's try him back.
Hello?
Hey, this is yeah, I just missed your call.
Yeah. Hi. I'm a big fan of your YouTube channel, and I just wanted to call in and say I was interested in hearing about your second channel.
That's awesome, man. Let's get started. Hey, welcome to this is my new handle, Trailer Park Gravy Bear. It's just
Trailer?
it's just a it's just like a call-in talk show that I'm trying to start up. You're the first caller.
No
So,
way.
yeah, man, whatever you want to, whatever's on your mind, whatever's on your heart, let's just lay it out there and have a great talk, and I'll post it on YouTube, and everybody can check it out, man. I hope this catches on. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even remember exactly where I came across your channel, but I think my friends and I were talking about that high meat concept, and I was like really interested and also, repulsed initially. And I was like looking it up, and I came across your channel, I think, and it was like such an interesting experience. And I was looking at your other videos, I was like, man, like no one's doing it like this guy is. I just thought you had a really interesting personality and a really interesting take on things that I have seen literally zero other people do. Just thought it was super cool.
Man, I was inspired by some great people myself. You know, I came across Agenus Wonderplanets like 5 years before I even considered it. When I saw him doing it, I was like, that's amazing and really disgusting. I don't think I'm ever going to do anything that crazy. But then I started seeing videos by Milk Jar and Spherage, and that's what got me hooked. I had to try it, so I started eating raw meat all the time and experimenting with the high meat stuff. And I just tried to make some videos that would help people that were interested, so they'd have the balls to try it just like I did.
Yeah. I mean, I personally can't say I'd be able to stomach it like you would. I'm definitely a fan of meat, just not. I don't know if my stomach could potentially handle that fermentation and all that other stuff going on with it, but I live vicariously through your videos, and I'm always interested. What I am curious about, though, is I know off camera it's a little different. Have you ever had any adverse health consequences, or have you been pretty all right? Because sometimes I'm a little concerned.
The only trouble I've ever had is eating low quality meats, and the spoiled meat has never messed me up. But like, if I eat a lot of low quality like grocery store eggs raw, then yeah, it'll give you the shits. Or if you eat like low quality pork, it's gonna give you the shits. But you know, I like to go to the HEB grocery store, and they got this all natural line of meats, which is basically like the organic except without the fancy government label, so they can sell it at a reasonable price and it's still a quality meat. So that's how I buy my pork, and it goes down just fine. So, but in the listening to Agenus Wonderplanets, he explained that any toxins in the raw meat are going to be escorted right out the body in the bodily waste, and it's going to be bound up with cholesterol and saturated fat. He did a study where he used tuna that tested really high in mercury, and he fed it to cats and dogs, and that's what he found. And he also cooked the tuna and fed it to other groups of animals, and he found that very little of the mercury was expelled, but what did come out just seemed to happen to come out, and it wasn't bound with any fat and cholesterol. It just kind of came out the other end, but most of it was stored in the organs and the brain and stuff like that. So what I
Right.
came what it led me to believe is, if you're eating some low quality foods and it's giving you the diarrhea, then still you're way better off than eating it cooked and just having that stuff accumulate in your body, because the least that could happen is, you come down with that seasonal flu when your body decides it's time to detox it all out. But just for all them viewers out there that may not understand, we're talking about high meat, and that's raw meat at all stages of decomposition, completely safe for human consumption and healthy.
Yeah. I think the most interesting one was when you ate that frog, and I don't know if that's still up, unfortunately, but I have heard about what you're talking about regarding toxins sort of accumulating as it goes progressively up the food chain. So I think I would agree with you on that one.
Man, that frog was a great experience. The one I recorded on video, I think I may still have that on my Instagram, but YouTube deleted that stuff.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I was even keeping it on private and just sending links to people in the comments and stuff, but eventually the wrong person saw it, I guess, and reported it. But I think I still got that on my Instagram page.
Yeah, definitely keep a backup of all the videos that you can't always post, because at some point or another, you'll be able to post it on some site somewhere that people will enjoy it, I think.
I had another, because I only had two of those frogs. I was buying them from the Asian grocery store,
Uh-huh.
and the second one that I got, I didn't record any of it, but it was a pregnant frog that was loaded with frog eggs, and I ate the entire thing, eggs and all. But I wasn't thinking about it. But all my experiences with fertilized eggs, they always have negative effects because they're fertilized. I guess they build up anti-nutrients or something. And so, like an hour after eating that frog with all the eggs, I was like on the toilet, just massive diarrhea that was hitting me like once every 45 minutes. And halfway through the night, I started puking my guts up. And my wife's standing there saying, "I told you so, I told you so." I said, "I got no regrets." Like, I just chalked it up as a great experience, and I didn't have to work the next morning, so it was fine.
Wow. Yeah, I've experienced salmonella, unfortunately, from just eating like a burrito from the grocery store. It was such a like people were like, you shouldn't have been eating raw eggs. And I was like, I wasn't. I was perfectly, within what I thought was, safe food. And I ended up coming down with like just horrible stomach pain. And, in retrospect, it is quite an experience to look back on and laugh at. But in the moment, it was touch and go there for a while.
So tell me about yourself, man. What's your food journey been like in your life?
You know, let me see. I grew up just eating a lot of different stuff, and I'm glad my parents sort of exposed me to a lot of different foods, a lot of different food cultures. I'm a really big fan of seafood, and don't know if this counts, but like raw fish, sushi, sashimi, just love it. Can never get enough of it. And now I've been trying to cook for myself. I've been making a lot of Indian food, using a lot of spices, and sort of experimenting with different amounts and whatever I can get my hands on, really. So always open to trying the new food combinations and recipes, stuff like that.
I totally agree with you, man. I will never be a strict dieter. I spent the the first 20 years of my working career in restaurants being a chef, and I just did really enjoy food. So I'm never going to turn down a meal just because it's cooked or isn't 100% raw or all this other stuff. You know, I it's awesome. My hat's off to the people that can do that, but that's not the life I'm ever going to be willing to live. But we still going to eat healthy, and we're going to eat what we eat at the same time. So we're going to be just fine. But really, the strict dieting is really for the people with like horrible, incurable diseases that got to get really serious about it.
Right. Yeah, I have a number of friends who all have, dietary restrictions and, for good reason. Just like gluten allergies that will like, degrade stomach lining over time. Um, just stuff like that where I'm like, okay, that's a valid reason to avoid certain foods. And it's not like they, don't want to eat them for any other reason. It's just purely because, their health will be negatively affected over time. It's unfortunate, but I think people should be potentially aware of that. Um, that aside, yeah, just really cool what you're doing, and always appreciate seeing food experimentation with whatever you're working on, whether it's high meat or some other concoction. I just love seeing it.
I ain't had really any time or drive to be posting videos for the last couple of years, just because work's been taken over. Last year when everybody was freaking out about the COVID crap, I was working 80 hours every week.
Wow.
Yeah, man, the overtime was outrageous, but every day I'd go into work and I'd always volunteer to stay. Let's just make some money. But now the job has slacked off a little bit. I'm kind of happy with that. I'm not trying to kill myself this year, so we'll see if we can start making some more content, man.
Totally. And what's the name of your new channel? I don't know if I caught it.
It's going to be Beartaria Talk. Talk because it's talk show based, and I love this comedian named Owen Benjamin. You got to look this guy up. I'm totally going to shout him out. He's created this huge community of all kinds of people, and you know, everybody creates internet handles so they don't have to use their real names, and they call them bear names. So I came up with my silly little bear name for this channel. But so that's where I got the idea, because this guy, he's not afraid to say things that people get offended by, and he's basically been banned off of every platform, kicked off of PayPal. Even his wife got kicked out of Airbnb. Like, it's been ruthless for the guy, but he just never gave up. He even created his own social media website. And see what this guy does is he had no way for people to help him out, so he created a PO box, and everybody just sends him mail, and he reads mail all the time. I'm not a skilled comedian as this dude, so I got an extra phone line from AT&T for really cheap, and I was just like, I know exactly what I'm gonna use this for, so I'm gonna put it out there and see if anybody feels like calling me up, and we're gonna have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. I'm glad you've made a separate phone line there, because I was worried you might potentially get a number of callers that are unrelated to whatever this. The PO box is definitely something that I think is really interesting, but definitely I think you need more of an audience, potentially, just to get the number of mail packages that people send in. It can be a high volume or just none at all. It's a difficult thing to gauge, I guess, depending on your view count and your subscriber count.
Yeah, I got the PO box option set up too, but it's also my personal PO box, so it's not like I'm going out with an extra PO box. I don't actually have any mail service where I live, so I had to get one anyway, so it just worked out that way.
Gotcha. Yeah, man, it's been a pleasure talking with you. I do have to hop off now, but hope to see more of the stuff on this channel and the other.
Cool, man. I appreciate you calling. I'll go ahead and throw this up on YouTube, and maybe some people like listening to it.
Terrific. Can't wait to see it.
Cool, man. If you think of any funny stories or anything, give me a holler, man. I'll be around.
Definitely. I'll send you a text.
All right, late.